Right, it's been quite a few days into this coronavirus thing. We're all locked down. I'm rebuilding the gate as we speak, just in case there's a... I can't see it happening, but there's a much more of a possibility now than there was a couple of weeks ago of a breakdown of law and order. Now apparently it's manifesting itself at the moment with people going around people's houses dressed in medical kit saying we're doing tests, free tests, and they get into the house and they either distract or do something to pin you down or something, and then start taking goods. I don't know, I've not found anything on the internet, but I keep hearing about it through our grapevine. I don't know whether the police aren't telling us or what, but basically that's the first sign of the breakdown of law and order, which, if the police, a lot of police and a lot of army get this virus, they're going to be away for quite a while. And then there's all the conspiracy theories. There was somebody put on the internet all the things to do to stop you getting it, and this has been trashed as a complete hoax. Now, has it been trashed as a complete hoax by people who want it to spread, or are all the things right? And there was things on there like, have a hot drink because it washes the virus into your stomach rather than into your lungs. And they're saying, oh no, it goes into the mucous membrane, there's nothing you can do to get it out, and it just works its way down. But there's a lot of truths or untruths out there. Nobody knows. There's now a brigade of people on Facebook and places like that that are saying that this is all a complete hoax, and that it's all been done to sort of manipulate the money markets. Okay, there might be a virus, but they're saying it's not as bad as, some people are saying it's not as bad as the flu, for instance. Now, the other thing that's come out, I don't know whether this is true or not, somewhere I've got a list of all the businesses that George Soros owns. I've yet to find, I haven't had a look yet, but somebody was saying that the lab up the road from the market in China, where this is supposed to have started, is owned by him or one of his companies. So if you put 6 and 6 together, you get, maybe he ordered the virus to be planted in the market, knowing it would spread rapidly. The money markets would go down. He would sell, or get all his various companies to sell. See, it'll never come back to him. Sell all their shares and buy them when they hit the bottom, just before they all come up again. And sure enough, in America, there was a big drop, and then it all came up again. Now, last time there was something like this, Soros did the same thing. He sold, or Bloomberg, or one of them did the same thing, sold and then bought at the top again. And apparently Soros, out of the last major crash, made a fortune. So, also he's in a band of people who have heard to say, we've got to do something about the world population. There's too many people. We passed, like I said before, we passed the point of no return quite a while ago, where there just isn't enough resources. Now, if the rich had that kind of clout, would they want to do something about it? Obviously you can't go around letting off nuclear weapons or shooting people, so this is really the virus is really the only option. But nobody will ever know the truth, because there's that much misinformation and things going around. You can't really, although we know people plant misinformation, We don't know what's right and what's wrong. There's no way of telling. But at least you've got to think about all these things. Anyway, back onto the lockdown. I've got literally tons of things to do, so I'm okay. The kids seem to have got into their games. They do their school work on the computers at set times. The wife seems to have got into her Korean dramas on the television. All YouTube. You know, we're still paying licence fee, BBC licence fee, but all we now watch is YouTube. We don't watch normal programmes. Like I say, I'm doing odd jobs around the place. We've got the whole Project X inventory to go through. No one's done a stock take for like 20 years. So I'd like to know what we've got, because some things I go down there and I think, oh, didn't I sell that? I've still got one of those. You know, things like that. So I've got all that to go through. Been nice weather, so we've been out in the garden with the dogs. Food. Now, I was told quite a while ago to start stocking up on stuff, and I think at the very beginning, coronavirus number 1 on the XTV series, I did say that I was buying 2 of things instead of 1, like 2 spaghettis, 2 rices, 2 lentils, bags of stuff. So we don't seem to have done too badly. And my mother, who's 86 and at the moment has got a really bad stomach ache. I think it's because she's been eating stuff that's out of date. She had, her person who takes her out once a week has turned into her shopping guru. So she went shopping for her on Thursday and we added a few bits for us. And then 17 days ago we managed to get an Asda delivery slot, and I reserved it with 40 odd pounds worth of anything, like a lot of other people seem to have done, and now there's literally nothing left delivery wise on the Asda site, even though I've paid for regular slots, the same slot once a week. It seems that there's no chance, that everything is sold out literally. And they only do 2 weeks now in advance, because they know that people will just keep booking right in advance. So anyway, we managed to get this one, which was 17 days into the future. But we ordered a lot of stuff, and you can change it right up till the day that... but the stuff that was going out of stock, I could tell, because the total was coming down. It went from 130 odd pounds to 88 pounds within a couple of days. And I looked through it, and there was things like one particular type of potato was gone, but there was other ones, so I obviously added the other ones to the list. You can chop and change on the list right up till the 12 o'clock of the night of the day before you're going to get your delivery. Anyway, we got our delivery. We added a few things sort of 9 o'clock the day before, 9 o'clock at night, and it all arrived, and it arrived in boxes, and they had put the stuff in bags, and they said, right, I'll put the boxes down and you grab the bags and take those. So they gave me a pair of gloves, so I put the gloves on, we took everything in, and my wife wiped everything with so we're all right for another week. Bread and milk were okay for another week, but other stuff would probably do 2 or 3 weeks, I should think. So that's okay, but what happens next? I don't know. What about the people running out of money? I mean, I was quite lucky. I did a deal just before this all went pear-shaped, and on the day they said there could be a lockdown, I cancelled all my direct debits to credit card companies, which with an organisation like ours was over £940. And they've obviously all written to us saying, we know what's happening, you know, so we didn't get any nasty letters as such. One of them cancelled the whole payment and said, right, pay this next month. So, but as it is, I've paid some off of each one, more than the payment, so But there must be people out there who aren't in that position. A lot of our income comes from shows, and it's not my income really either, unless I sell something I personally own. So, you know, we're probably £120,000 down. From £120,000 to zero. You know, what happens next? I don't know. So there must be a lot of people in worse positions, i.e. no money. Miles from nowhere is another problem, although it's good for the virus because you can't catch it. Yeah, so there's a lot of, you know, this is why I think when people run out of money, they're going to get desperate. Because the supermarkets aren't going to give you anything for free, that's for sure. And it's suddenly going to come a lot of people going to food banks, for instance. I think the food banks are overrun too. So anyway, now if you were to look at, this is the XTV series, if you go to the UFO series and look at the Centres of Excellence system and the money system, you'll see that we're now almost there. See, what's happening at the moment is the government's giving us money to go and buy food and whatever we need. But in the Centre of Excellence system, your food, your accommodation, your transport and any mobile phone entertainment is all free. So all the gaming, the music, the video, TV, that's all free. If you want to do something out of the ordinary, like eat, particularly like restaurant food, go on holiday, do your hobbies, then you have to do something for the country. I.e. go out into your street and sweep the road. As long as somebody videos you and sends it in, then obviously there'll be people on the mobile phones. You say, I want this job assessed, and there'll be lots of people who can't do anything else but sit at home. Will be, you know, like old people, for instance, or retired people. They will look at it and say, yes, he did a good job. Now, if you do a worldwide system, that could be somebody 10,000 miles away who doesn't know you at all and says, oh look, there's a good job there. In other words, your friends can't say, go on, sweep that a bit, hold a broom, I'll take a picture. See what I mean? So, and plumbers, for instance, you know, the jobs come in once you've passed the plumbing course, and because everything's free, there's no money involved whatsoever anywhere, you get the free tools at the end of your course. The best possible. Not Chinese rubbish, the top, the very top, Snap-on or whatever. And then the jobs start, once you pass the course, the jobs start appearing on your mobile. So you say yes to a job, go and do it, and you're a percentage closer. I say percentage because there's no units as such, like pence, pounds, whatever. You get closer to going to your centre of excellence, or holiday or whatever. Now, if all the plumbers in your area have all done all the jobs and there's nothing to do, you automatically go to 100%. Which means you can jump in your car and go to your centre of excellence. Your centre of excellence might be motocross, it might be... By the way, the centre of excellence will have all the top, best stuff. And if you go there once, they'll give you a bike, you fix it up, do what you like, they show you how to use it, show you what to do. Don't have to know anything, you can walk in like this. Everything's at the centre of excellence. And then you do your biking or whatever until you're fed up, or a job comes in. See what I mean? Now, if you want to, if you go there for a lot of times and you know you really like it, you can even move to the centre of excellence and ride your bike every day and be an instructor, for instance. Being an instructor, you're now not a plumber, you're a bike instructor. You pass a test, obviously there, and then you can assess other people's to do with biking. You know, for instance, if you teach somebody how to operate, a new person that comes to operate their bike, or fix it, or do whatever, they then assess you, the video's on the mobile, somebody from outside has to assess you as well, but mind you, being in a centre of excellence, you won't need, it's only people operating on their own. And then you get percentage closer to going on holiday or doing whatever, the next thing. People who do absolute life-changing things, or save lots of lives, or do things like that, automatically get free run of all the centres of excellence. So you can earn that for your lifetime if you do something like cure cancer or whatever like that, something like that. That's the centre of excellence system. Now we're nearly there already. All we've got to do is cut the money bit out. See, the government is still giving us money, but you don't need to do that. You can, mind you, think of all the things that disappear when money disappears. Greed, corporations, all insurances, obviously. If you have a crash in your car, you go onto the website, you get picked up by the medical team and taken away and assessed. The person in the car, if it was their fault, but mind you, having said that, if there's no money, you can build the best possible transport system, which is actually air tubes underground. 2,000 miles an hour, much faster than a jet, much less waste. How many million moving parts are there on a jet? Buggy underground, the only moving part's the door. There's no other moving parts. All the directional stuff and navigation is done on your mobile. You just say where you want to go. The system knows where the mobile is. So yeah, that's worth looking at, that series. If you've come to the end of this one, you've got something to do. The UFO series tells you how other planets do it. So that's it. Okay, thanks a lot.